that I did on DirecTV. So if you've ever watched DirecTV, it's on the TCT network. And then the Political Islam's War on the West that I did for American Family Association on their homeschool channel. But just jumping right into it, there is freedom for all religions in America. But the question is Islam just a religion? Well, who was the perfect Muslim? Obviously Mohammed. So Muslims that want to be better Muslims, they want to be like him. And so his life went through 3 stages. The first stage is Mohammed was a religious leader. In 610 AD, he is in a cave outside of Mecca, and a spirit appears to him and squeezes him and commands him to read. He said, I cannot read. His whole life he was illiterate. The spirit squeezed him again, said read. He said, I cannot read. The spirit squeezed him a 3rd time, said read. He said, I cannot read. And the spirit supposedly threw him down, and then he began to recite. And he would get these thoughts in his mind, he'd repeat them until he had them memorized, then he would teach them to his followers. So the word Qur'an means recitation. It is an oral thing because Muhammad and his original followers were illiterate. And of course you say, how can someone that is illiterate memorize all these verses? Well, in the Arabic language, they had a little rhyme to them, a little rhythm, sort of like rap music today. Right? Maybe there's a student who can't read, but he can memorize these long rap songs. Anyway, so Muhammad gets these verses. He starts his faith in 610 AD. In 12 years, he only makes 70 converts. And so he is in the city of Mecca. After 12 years, he gets new verses telling him to warn the infidel of judgment. And so he gets a little more in your face type of presentation. And so the pagans in Mecca consider him as disturbing the peace. And so they chase Muhammad out of town in the year 622 AD. He flees north 210 miles to a Jewish city called Medina. And the Jews are nice enough to let him in as a religious refugee, as an immigrant. And he presents his faith to the Jews, but they reject his faith. And so he goes into the minority neighborhoods in the city of Medina, and he begins to get a little following. We use a term today called a community organizer. So he's in this minority neighborhood, he's getting a following, and then he goes back to the leaders of the town, and they're Jewish leaders, and he presents himself as a new type of politician, like a candidate of change. And so he says, I can rise above all the tribal partisanships, and I can be objective. And so the Jews make a treaty with Muhammad, and now he is a political leader as well as a religious leader. And then something happens. His followers in Mecca, they get a little pushy, argumentative, and threatening, the way some of his followers are today. They get chased out of town for disturbing the peace. They go to Medina, and Muhammad allows his followers to rob the caravan